You are listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
Get to transmission.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Hello and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios from 11 a.m. to noon every Sunday, and I am your host, Angela Smerito. And before we jump in anything, I want to give a couple of sponsor shout-outs. First is Forge IT Consulting, providing a fully outsourced IT department with a personal touch for small business, and Osteopathic Health of Orlando. They offer integrative medicine and regenerative medicine and so much more. Visit osteopathic.healthcare. All right, now the fun stuff. I have my very good friend Emily Murphy with Elevate Health and Hormones in studio today.
So happy to be here.
Did the intro give you flashbacks?
Yeah, that's me.
I have the best intro ever. And I remember like hearing it for the first time. I was like, oh my God, it's everything I've ever wanted it to be, because it had all the sound bites and everything in it that it needed to be. So I'm really glad that you were able to come on the show today, because I've definitely needed some Emily time.
Aww.
But your business now is Elevate Health and Hormones, and you've kept that path for like how long now?
So we'll be going on 2 full years in November, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I are kind of in the same boat where it's like, okay, I'm going to work with this person for a while, and then it's like, and I'm going to go work with this person for a while, and then all of a sudden you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to do this on my own, because it's better that way.
Yeah, sometimes it is. And sometimes, right, as entrepreneurs and some, it is better.
I know. It's harder, but it's better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but for me, I have a hard time shutting my brain off when it's time to go to bed at night. I'm like, ooh, I didn't respond to that email, or ooh, and
yeah.
And sometimes I'll bring my laptop to bed with me.
To bed. I didn't hear that. I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
I know.
For your sleep routine. But yeah.
I know.
But hey, at the end of the day, at least you're doing it for yourself, right? And not for somebody else.
It's what I'm doing is I'm making it so that I can sleep in a little bit longer in the morning, and I don't have to get up to do a post. So that's the way I kind of look at it.
Oh, yeah. And social media is like that. You got to plan it out, or, trying to do it on the fly does not work.
No, not at all. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just you and I are obviously very close. So let's give the audience like an intro into what your business is.
Yeah. So we work with hormone therapy for men and women. We do full comprehensive labs to help people understand the state of their health and what's going on. Usually for women and men, 35 and up, what we're really seeing, and we'll talk about this too, is the drop in actual care for men. We usually have seen it pretty adequate, at least. They get what they want when they need it, like as far as hormone therapy or, being listened to more and really for sexual health too. If a man walks in and that's an issue, they're all ears listening.
Oh, yeah.
If women walk in, drink a glass of wine, put up with it, whatever, right? So we'll get into that. But we're really seeing providers drop the ball there, and more men coming to us saying, I've had these issues for years and years and nobody's listening. So at least I guess there's equality there, even though it's horrible for both sexes.
Right.
But so we do treat men and women. We have providers that are licensed in multiple states around the country, and we treat people through telehealth and
okay, that's great, telehealth.
And really dive in.
When you say providers, what exactly do you mean by that?
Nurse practitioners are the ones that see the patients, and then we have an MD medical director that oversees everything.
Okay, perfect. And so you go out and you meet the people, and then I know that you probably get bombarded after. If you do like a speech, or you talk at a summit or whatever, you probably are attacked because people are like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I wake up in the morning and this hurts and that hurts, and I don't know why, but I'm just sweating, and and you're just like, yep, make an appointment, make an appointment.
Right. And there's over 100 symptoms of perimenopause and menopause that men go through, a loss of their hormones also, and all these symptoms, and it's part of the aging process, right? But what did your doctor tell you?
Oh, that aging is not a disease.
Yeah, so carry on. Go on your way, Angela, and live out your life. You know, you've had babies. You're not diseased or sick. What else do you want from us? So
hey, I did hear a quote the other day, though, is that getting old is not for the faint of heart.
It
either.
isn't. It isn't. There's something new sometimes every day we're feeling. And we don't have to suffer. That's the thing. We no longer have to just suffer through perimenopause, menopause, like our moms did, like our grandmas did. The things that they were suffering in silence that we didn't even know about.
Right.
And, they were just told it was normal or not talked about at all. So we really fill the gaps there for men and women. And I mean, we have patients as young as 15 too. So it's not, hormones don't just affect us when we're older. They can be affecting us. And I'm sure, when I look back at my life, I'm sure you look back too. And now that you know what you know that's hormonal, you go, oh, well, that was off. Oh, that was off.
Yeah.
Right. And there was probably deficiencies or things. And so, now we're treating younger patients too, not with hormones, but
Right.
with figuring out
Vitamins
optimizing their deficiencies.
They're like low in iron or low on this or
even talking about lifestyle changes, right? And the foods they're eating and the things that they're doing, the nighttime routines where they're in bed with their laptops, right, till late at night.
And
but
it's so
too,
funny, Anna and Tom get on me about it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna. It takes me 5 minutes to do this, and then I put it away.
And there's something about that peace of mind that does let you go to sleep then too, probably, right? It calms that cortisol down and says, now your work is done.
But I did, like the other day, I didn't do it, and I woke up in the morning and I completely forgot to do the post. And luckily I remembered in time to get it done by lunchtime, which was, the cutoff time, but I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So, but it's kind of my routine, and I'm not. And that's another thing is that I'm not upset by it. Like it doesn't like I'm not like, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I could go, do this and that. I'm not mad because I'm doing it.
Yeah, then that's okay.
Right.
I mean, some people make lists before bed. I used to do that when I had a lot of brain fog, when I was kind of like in the middle of my hormone chaos. There was things I had to make a list for the next day. Right. I couldn't really move into my nighttime stuff until I knew that tomorrow I wasn't going to be panicked of all the things I forgot. So, it's part of what helps you settle at night. That's okay.
No.
Blue blocker glasses when you're right in front of the laptop there. That might help.
I have so many readers. It's like they're all over my house so that I don't have to like look for them.
Yeah. No, I know. When I had glasses, I spent 30 to 60 minutes a day easily looking for them. Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they're on your head or they're in your hand
And it just makes you sound old. Where are my glasses? Right? My kids are like, what is wrong with this lady?
Right. The other day I can't remember where we were going, but Tom and I were in the driver's seat, and Anna, my daughter, and her boyfriend Tyler were in the back, and we were trying to put in directions to our phones to get to where we were going, and neither one of us could see the thing. We didn't have our glasses on, and we're like, no, do it like this. No, do it like this. And I can hear him snickering, and I'm like,
you guys are a mess.
I'm like, I'm my mom and dad now. I'm like, I'm my parents.
It's happening.
No, it happened, girl.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, and it's so funny because he's like, no, you put it in this way. And I'm like, well, no, I do it this way. And they're, back and forth. And
gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. But Tom's 56 now, and I'm 52. And so, we're not spring chickens. And sometimes I get sad. I do. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get sad when I'm like, okay, the glory days are over. But then I try to remember that, there's still a lot of glory days ahead. And I feel, for the most part, happy and healthy, and things are moving the way they need to, and I'm not miserable. And so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a new chapter, right? I know you had just had kids move out.
Oh, yeah. We're completely empty nesters now.
Yeah.
And getting used to that it's actually, I thought it was going to be terrible, but it's actually been quite nice.
Oh, you thought it was going to be terrible?
Yeah, well, I miss them. I do miss them.
I know.
I mean, I miss them a lot.
And it's hard when they get busy. Like we were trying to even find a time, like a weekend, to all do something as a family, and we have kids working, and I know it gets hard.
Yeah.
It is definitely a new chapter and something to adjust to.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we get back, I really want to jump into the hormones. So everybody stay tuned for more BaaD Radio coming up.
Gather.
Oh, welcome back. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. Do you know what your sprinkler system did last night? Probably not. So now's a good time to get your system serviced by Ground Up Property Services today. And be sure to ask for a call with Ground Up about a water sensor too, so your lawn doesn't get too much water. 407-468-4295 or visit groundupinc.net. And we're here with Emily Murphy with Elevate Health and Hormones. And it's funny, you probably really recognize the voice of the rejoin because that would be Emily's voice. She recorded that years ago for me, and it's just, I mean, so much of the original BaaD Radio has staying with the radio show. And this going into January will be like the 5th year. If you can believe that.
You're so crazy.
I know.
Yes.
I know. I've got it back to 1 hour just because 2 hours was wonderful but hard at the same time. And I think that like once things with bad marketing get to a point where we're scaled and I have some time where I'm not constantly moving, that I probably will go back to 2 hours and focus more on the radio show versus more on clients and stuff like that. But that's down the road a little bit. But all is good in BaaD Radio and BaaD marketing world. So before break, you touched on briefly about hormones, and I'm not sure, but I think that the world through social media, through whatever, have become more aware of the role that hormones play and how we feel and the way we look, and you've been screaming about it for quite some time now.
Yeah, since my hormones crashed about 5 years ago, right? During the world crash, right? When everything was stressful, and my body finally just said it was done. You've been stressing us out for long enough,
right?
And now we're done. So
I remember mine started with like my feet hurting, and it was just random stuff. You know what I mean?
And that's not related to your menstrual cycle, so you don't think this is something that has to do with my hormones.
Not at all. And again, no explanation. But anyway, so how does the whole process work? So let's talk about symptoms. I know you said there's like a million, but let's talk about the main ones.
Right. The main ones that you're going to know about are hot flashes, irregular cycles.
Do men get hot flashes too?
So they don't get hot flashes. They don't have that dysregulation of temperature like we do, which is actually in the brain. So the hormones affect the brain. There's something, goes haywire there with our thermostat, and we lose that regulation. So men, they don't get that. They actually get more subtle symptoms. They do have some of the arthritis-like pain sometimes. Mostly presents, though, as low energy. Sleep gets really crazy for both men and women when we don't have our hormones. And that's cortisol spiking at night, and we don't have the hormones to calm it down like we used to. And the body protection from, when we were younger, and the growth hormone even that we have. So it is all part of the aging process. I mean, the inability to process our food, even it affects our gut health, our skin, our collagen production, right? When we talk about crepey skin or looking or feeling old, right? That's going to have a lot to do with our hormones.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see it. Like I said, I haven't gone like the Botox crazy or anything like that, but I know I have the wrinkles on my forehead and my neck and stuff like that. And I'm not against it. It's just finding the time to do it.
Yeah. But another big one is weight gain and weight loss resistance. That's going to be a big, for men and women, a big symptom that everyone complains about. It's not as easy to lose weight as it once was.
Oh, gosh, I know.
Or it's a lot harder. I can do the same things I was doing 10 or 15 years ago, and the weight's just not coming off.
Oh, yeah. You bust your butt to drop 1 pound, and then you look at a cookie and you gain 5.
Yeah.
It's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair, girl.
And I see a lot of stuff on social media posted by coaches and trainers that talk about, even, I don't know, there's a couple studies that say our metabolism doesn't slow down until we're 60. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. And if we go back to nobody's testing women anyway and doing research on them. But yeah, as we lose our hormones that affect our metabolic function, things slow down.
Oh, I can't eat near what I used to be able to eat when I was younger.
And we generally just become less active. The things that you may have done to burn extra calories throughout the day, even fidgeting, slow down when we get older.
Right.
I mean, there are times where I remember when I had a break, if I had an hour break in my day, I was trying to get to the gym or go out for a run. I can't tell you when the last time I just had an hour break. I could do nothing. But we lose that, right? If we're in our careers and our businesses, we lose that extra time that we used to have when we were younger, but also that extra energy where sometimes I just got to sit down and relax. Right? If I have the extra time, my body needs a little break. It doesn't need to go jack up my heart rate and run a 5K because I have an extra 25 minutes.
I am totally not kidding. But the other day I got up, I went to my BNI, which is early in the morning. And when I got home, my body said, "You're not doing anything today." And I pretty much just rested all day. Like I was like, I'm going to do this now. And then my body was like, "No, you're not. You're going to sit your butt down and you're going to nap." And I pretty much did that all day long. And the next day I felt like a brand new person.
That's awesome. And you may have been fighting something off, right? It may have been like you were about to get sick and you were tuned in and listened to your body. That probably made a huge difference where you could have been sick for a week because of that. Think about all the times where you may have felt that way before and we've just pushed through.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why did I do that? Now I'm out for 5-6 days just feeling like garbage with a virus or an infection or something. Yeah.
I didn't. I stayed home and like I said, I pretty much like catnapped most of the day, and I'm like, I can do that now. And all the things that were on my to-do list are still there. I still have to get them done. But today is the day that I'm listening to my body tell me to chill out.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And took me a long time to learn to do that.
Yeah, you're definitely a go person. You're always up to something. And then I see like your post on social, and you're like on the weekends you're out dancing. I'm like, God, how does she have the energy? I think I still have like 10 years on you, or maybe 9. I don't know. We'll see.
It's about 10. It's pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
When I was your age, I was out partying my butt off. That's for sure.
I don't party. So, dancing, having fun. Yeah.
I think it's great.
Really pulled back on alcohol and the things that, I'll just have to recover for a week. Like, it takes me so long now.
Before I quit drinking, so it'll be 7 years in February, which I cannot even believe it's going to be 7 years. But when I drank, there was no recouping. I would just drink over the top of the hangover until eventually I crashed, and then I just had to sleep it off. So that was my the end of everything, is learning the whole hair of the dog trick. So I'm interested in what you were talking about with like men. Well, okay, wait. Let's go back and talk about, like I said, more with the women's hormones. So people are they're in their 40s, and what is the average? Is there an average for like menopause?
Anything over 35, we can easily consider perimenopause. We start to lose our progesterone, which is our calming hormone, the thing that helps us compartmentalize what might be real and what might not be, what we think is a threat now, and things that upset us or overwhelm us that used to not. That is the loss of our progesterone.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
To give you an example, there's this ramp that I take to get over to Lake Nona area, right? And a few years ago, I was driving on it, and I started to get this heart palpitation and this nervousness going up this ramp. And I started to think all of these, like driving off this ramp could kill me. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I started to have this wild, I've never thought that. I drive a Corvette. I have a pretty fast car. I've driven race boats. I've been on motorcycles for years, and I've never had any of these fears.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this weird fear came over me. And it was right around the time where things were really rocky. I started, we'll talk more, but these anxiety feelings they're real.
All right, you guys, we've got more to a story, so stay tuned for more BaaD Radio coming up.
Phase together.
Welcome back. In this portion of the show is brought to you by Body Street of Winter Park. Experience EMS Fitness Studio, where it only takes 20 minutes a week to get a full body workout. Visit bodystreet.us for your free your free session. So you can go there and you get the whole thing for free and see if you like it or not. Now you've come.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you endorse it. You're like, it's a good thing.
Oh, I'm so sore. Anytime I go, I'm so sore afterwards for days. Like the muscle activation is so deep and you do feel it.
Have you been again?
Not since the last time I was with you.
Okay.
I'm so damn busy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is like, I like it because of the fact that it is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that there's a really good goodwill, right? And
you like that thrifting.
I like
there
that
you
thrifting.
go.
So I go to Body Street, and then my gift to myself is that I go to the
if it was
store.
closer, I would be there for sure. But it is a little farther for me.
They opened one in Mount Dora, which I know is not any closer. So.
We want to pump you up.
What's that, Sven?
That was actually Stefan saying that.
Stefan.
Yeah. He didn't know why he was saying it. We just kept telling him saying it, and we were cracking up. And he was like, "What?"
It was perfect. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna have him watch the episode with Hans and Franz.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
From Saturday Night Live. But anyway.
But regarding working out, right, it is absolutely something that everybody needs to be doing in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And that is trying to get stronger as we get older. And that's one of the things, too, with the loss of our hormones, with the weight you're complaining about, along comes the bone and muscle loss.
Right.
That is so important to maintain. And the biggest part of that, right, is going to be our independence as we get older. And
so I want to hear. So you acknowledge that you got that panicky feeling in that area.
Let's go back there.
Yeah. So you acknowledge that you got that panicky feeling, and you'd never had it before, but all of a sudden,
like that.
All of a sudden, you're like, "What? Why? Where did this come from? Why am I feeling this?"
It was the first time I understood what people talk about, like having panic attacks or feeling out of control, because I've never had experienced anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I did. And then there were a few other things that I knew just were off and not right. And adding back hormones helped me with all those things.
Mm-hmm.
None of those feelings have come back. Ever.
And it can be anything. It can be fear. It can be past trauma. Does it have to be a negative, though? I mean, is it 9 times out of 10 a negative?
A lot of women talk about being worried about their kids, which is a very valid thing. I have teenage drivers, right? And they're out, and there are things that can happen to our kids, but they describe it as it becomes something that affects their daily life, where it's always on the front of their mind, right? Most people would say it's in the back of your mind. It's always in the back of my mind. I mean, I get a call at night. If it's a spam call, the first thing I think is my kids are calling and something's wrong.
Me too. I don't know. That's true.
But I don't stay up all night thinking that.
No.
Right? Which some women, that's what it becomes, where the things they worry about become more important than what's right in front of them.
Right.
And
my biggest thing though is I just get emotional, because it's like all of a sudden I'll be doing something and I'll realize that they're both gone.
Yeah.
And when I say gone, they're not gone from my life or anything like that. They're just, their energies are not in the house anymore. And so Anna, bless her heart, didn't move far away from me. So, and we work together. So that gives me the ability to, like, she came over and did something with Tom and I. But Aiden, on the other hand, is that he's having himself a blast. And a little part of it hurts, because I'm like, okay, he's not calling every day. He's not doing this. I'm like, he's actually doing really well on his own, which I should be happy about. And I am. But there's that little part of me that's like, oh my,
I know
he doesn't need me anymore, kind of thing. But
I know.
I don't think that that's hormone. I think that that's just the empty nester syndrome or whatever. So
Yeah. And being able to differentiate that is what's important too. But, this stuff with our mental health as we get older is absolutely real. And real doctors, we're real doctors, but we're, people's primary care providers, they're not acknowledging that. Women are going into their OBGYNs and having these conversations, and just the advice is ridiculous.
It's not advice. It is my primary care doctor has no idea anything about peptides. They don't teach him anything about peptides in medical school.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Emily. I don't understand why.
They're very new. So your doctor probably went to med school 20 or 30,
Yes, he
maybe
did.
40 years ago. So peptides are something very new. Hormones are, there's always been the knowledge of them, but they don't teach them in med school. So anybody that's using them to treat patients is going to continue in education, conferences, enrolling themselves in extra things to learn. And the stuff is not covered.
Yeah. No, and that's another thing, is that I think that is a big turnoff for people, because if there is this like mental block in people that are like Gen X in our head, and say if it's not covered by insurance, it's not right. There's something wrong with it. And luckily, the younger generation doesn't fall in that category. They're like, screw insurance, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the way we were brought up, is that if it's not covered and it's not FDA approved or all that other thing, then, but I mean, luckily some of us are coming to our senses and actually realize that who's right and who's wrong.
Right. And that's why we can't take insurance with what we do, because we can't let them dictate how we treat a patient.
Exactly.
It's sitting in front of us wanting solutions, and the insurance company tells you can't run those labs, or they tell you can't do those things for that person.
And that's exactly
There's
what
not
they do.
enough that's been done first, right? You haven't given them the antidepressant they needed, or the sleeping pills, or anything else before you actually tried hormones that are just
it's
missing
a protocol.
from their
It's like,
system.
okay, they come in, this is the symptom, try this, and it usually ends up with like them being on 20 different pills. So, so the first thing to go, you said, is the progesterone, and then the estrogen.
So we lose our testosterone as we get older too. That's going to be our get up and go hormone, motivation, drive, energy, and mental clarity, and the ability to regulate emotions and not feeling like you're on a big roller coaster. Feeling more, I hate to say like a man, but they're less emotional than us, right? And they are a little more steady and grounded a lot of the time.
Okay.
If you generally think of men versus women, I hate to give them that. I'm just kidding. But they are, and they can keep their composure usually. Women will be over here crying, sobbing, and they'll be feeling it, but not showing it. So we have testosterone in our bodies also. And so we lose that as we get older. And then estradiol swings up and down until we finally lose it. And that's menopause, when we finally lose our estradiol also. So we've got these hormones, and then also the thyroid, which we know plays a huge part. So you've got 4 big powerhouses working inside your system, depleting, right? And that's menopause, where puberty is, we're gaining them. And then menopause, perimenopause, we're losing them. And the system is crashing. The system is failing on us. And we can add those things back and feel so much better.
How long can we add them back for, though? Can you just take hormones until you're like 90 years old?
I will, for sure. Oh, yeah. There's no way somebody could take them away from me. And they were taking women off of them after 10 years. So the rules were you could stay on for 10 years, and then
down, and
yeah,
that would be absolutely awful to do to somebody.
Yeah, they've just been experimenting and trying to figure out,
Well, I do remember Dr. Eisenbrown, her telling me that they had so many drugs for men's erectile dysfunction,
right?
But for women, they had like 2, and it was because women don't matter.
And they're super expensive. We actually don't use those approved medications because we've sent a few to pharmacy, and they were hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month.
Wow.
Yeah, we could do some Cialis for women, just like men. works the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go to break. So everybody stay tuned. We have more BaaD Radio coming up.
Gather.
Welcome back. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Frogger's Grill and Bar. Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar. And with four great locations, there's bound to be one near you. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's. Hopping with food and fun.
Yeah, boy.
That's right. Yeah, boy. Love me some Frogger's. I got some good food. Even though, you know what I mean, it's like a sports bar, they've really worked on the menu a lot. Like, you can get grilled wings.
Okay.
You don't have to get deep fried, fatty old wings. You can get nice grilled wings.
Do they fry them first, though?
No.
No? Okay. Because Gators fries them first, and Jamie thinks that they're just grilled, and I had to prove him wrong.
Well, Gators is gross. I'm just saying.
I don't go there.
We unfortunately had to go to Gators for some get-together, and we were pretty much like, we're never going there again.
Yeah.
It was so
I can't
bad.
even remember.
It was not good. So we're in our last segment. So what I really, really want to do is talk the no nonsense of what women and men should be doing right now as you start paying attention to their bodies, right?
Yeah.
And
I would love for just people to think that getting labs done and understanding where their health is becomes the norm, right? Some of us wear like health trackers, Apple Watches have them, things that, can kind of keep track of what you're doing throughout the day, activity, heart rate, HRV, things that can give you some measure of your health. People are weighing themselves at home on a scale. These things should be as common as get the labs you need done to understand your health.
Okay.
Right? Not having to go into a primary care and beg for the labs that they don't know how to run or don't know how to read.
They will run. They'll write you a script for a lab, but it's like testing for 3 things versus
and tell you it's a full panel.
Yeah.
And they checked in, you're normal.
Yeah.
And those normal ranges, are checking when you're looking at CBC or comprehensive metabolic panels. They're checking your blood counts and if there's any major disease in your kidneys, your organs. You're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, you're within scale, and the scale's like this long, and you're like, okay, that's
and
fine.
you go out in your day and you feel like everything is a wreck, right? Everything, and your doctor just told you you're normal, and you're,
it's incredibly frustrating.
It is. We see it affect relationships, especially. I just did a podcast about marriage and menopause, and trying to navigate and understand what your body's going through, what your spouse's body's going through, and then the interaction.
Does it cause a lot of divorce? I meant
divorce is so high during this time.
Right.
People don't feel like themselves. They feel like different people. They feel like the other person isn't responding or reacting to their needs anymore. They feel like, because when it was happening for me, all I was focused on was myself because I couldn't figure out what was going on. Our marriage was on the rocks. It was, and I talk very openly about it in my podcast and with our patients and with anybody when I'm doing talks and things, because that was the pivoting point. My husband was like, "You need to figure out what is wrong."
Right.
He was the one that some women come to us and they're trying to figure out and they're going to make a decision if they're going to do something. And like my husband was like, you have to figure this out because I want this to work, but it's not going to if you can't. We were there because everything was so upside down.
You just felt over emotional, or you didn't feel like having sex, or you didn't want this.
All the things, right? Literally the switch flipped overnight from everything was fine to I was like having an out-of-body experience. Yeah. So this happens all the time. And one of the big things is the lack of libido, the lack of sex drive, the intimacy, right? Where people just become roommates that were used to being intimate. That's a huge part of a relationship.
Right.
Some people are okay with that. We weren't. And a lot of people aren't. And sometimes that happens. A lot of times it happens for women before it happens for men. But we see it happen for men also at the same time. And people just start to drift apart. It makes a difference, though. I mean, if you're not intimate with somebody and they just become your roommate, I mean, it pisses you off a lot more when their socks are on the floor or when they don't clean up their dishes or, when there's not this intimacy anymore.
Well, and for us, it's just it's always been such a huge part of our marriage that I couldn't imagine not being there. And because like you said, it's always been so, when I say so important, it just was something that was who we are,
right,
as a couple, and I don't want to lose that,
right.
And
the attraction, the closeness, right. It's all part of it for a lot of people, not for everybody, but for a lot of people.
And so you said that divorce rate is like high.
It is high, and that doesn't mean people just aren't jerks and they're not selfish and doing their own things and whatever they want. Marriage is work. It is a lot of work to cohabitate and deal with all your baggage and somebody else's and that, but right, like, where you are in your relationship, I mean, years and years later, it should not be on autopilot, but, there should be a lot more better days, right? You know each other. You know what you dislike, what you do like, how to piss each other off or not.
Well, I remember I was talking to somebody that's about my age, and it was kind of like, all right, let's get this over. That kind of thing. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't sound like that's enjoyable.
Oh,
and then she's like, and then I'm good for the next 4 days because I know he's not going to bug me about it.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. So we've got a lot of women that turns around. I mean, at least in the first 6 months, we see some faster than others. And then they're sending the husband in because they can't keep up.
Right.
And that's real. And the husbands are excited. They're saying, I've seen this change in my wife. That's why I'm here. She sent me in and I'm ready because she's ready for me now all the time. And it is like, it's so much fun to watch these transformations and these people they're just happy again and they're excited and their kids are leaving, their kids are, and it's time for them
that's another good part about having the empty nest is that you can a whole lot changes.
Yeah. And so it's really fun. I mean, that is one of the big testimonies for hormones inside my own relationship and marriage, but we see it over and over and over in our practice too. That's awesome.
That's something to pay close attention to. And then as far as the weight gain, hormonal weight gain, we were talking about it with Anna, and so she had one of those hormonal IUDs in, and she had it removed, and she's already lost 6 pounds. And what are your thoughts on the hormonal IUD kind of thing?
Well, just to give you a little insight, I have a nurse practitioner friend who works for a large telehealth company that provides birth control to thousands and thousands of women. And she said, well, they all want the same thing. The birth control that does the job, doesn't get you pregnant, and doesn't make you gain weight. And I said, oh, what do you give them? She's like, oh, there's not one. Yeah, that's what everybody calls and asks for. So there you go. So we know that birth control taxes the thyroid. It pulls our thyroid hormone down. Thyroid drives the metabolism, and it's in charge of so many things, including, your weight, what you gain, what you lose, and what you can't, besides so many other processes. And it pulls down our testosterone, which is going to be a big player in our body composition and how much fat we carry as women. And then it pulls, sometimes some of them pull down estradiol too. And that puts us into that perimenopause almost. We don't have these swings, but it crushes our estrogen. We need our estrogen for as long as possible. Now, if we're trying to prevent pregnancy, we also don't need children if we don't need them right now. So I understand there's a give and take there.
Right.
There is natural family planning. There's always condoms. There's spermicide. There are other options, right, that women need to be aware of the consequences. I got a call yesterday that a friend was put 13 years old, put on birth control.
Oh, wow.
For acne.
Wow.
Ridiculous. So these are the things we're dealing with out there.
So we are out of time. So go ahead and get everybody all of your contact information.
All right. You can find us at elevatehealthandhormones.com. Take our female or male hormone quiz and set up an appointment, a free consultation to talk.
Okay. And thanks again for being on the
Thank you.
show. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and have a great week. And remember to support local.